This is a lesson plan for Malala's Magic Pencil by Malala Yousafzai. The standards that are addressed in South Carolina for this lesson plan are listed on this slide. Most of them have to do with theme. In this story, Malala is a young girl who's growing up in Pakistan, and she dreams of having a magic pencil in order to fix everyone and everything that is bothering her in her country. Soon she realizes that the magic pencil is not going to solve the problem she wants to fix. So she realizes she has to work hard in order to make these dreams a reality. Before reading this book, teachers should review what a theme is. The anchor chart to the far left shows a great way to discuss theme and is something that can be reused and added to with each story that is read. The anchor chart to the right lists common themes that are found in fiction. I found that this is helpful to have when children are learning about themes. They can refer back to it when they need to. It is also a good practice to review the I can statement. An example for 4th grade would be, I can analyze details in a text to determine a theme. To engage the students before reading the book, there is a theme SWAT game that I like to play with my students. I found it's highly engaging and motivating for the students to play. The materials needed are 2 fly swatters in different colors to represent the 2 different teams, and a board to write on. To set up, teachers will need to do this ahead of time. They will draw a grid on the board. The grid can be any size depending on how many stories you'll be using. For example, if the teacher were to use 9 common fairy tales, you would need to draw a tic-tac-toe grid with 9 boxes. Inside of each grid space, you need to write a common theme that can be found in one of the fairy tales that you will be using. The teacher should also have a list of the fairy tales handy that their class is most familiar with. In order to play, divide the class into 2 teams. Choose 1 person from each team to come to the board. Hand each player their respective colored fly swatter. Read the title to one of the fairy tales that was selected. The first student to swat the correct theme with the fly swatter for it wins the point for their team. It is advantageous to use common themes so that your list of stories can be longer. Thus, your gameplay can be longer. While you are reading this story, you should remind the students that will be listening for a theme in this read aloud. Questions that you might want to consider or ask the students while you're reading are listed below and include, how would you describe the main character in the beginning, middle, and end? What does Malala wish for every night? What does Malala witness that makes her and her father sad? What kinds of things would you draw if you had a magic pencil? What is the new rule that the powerful men in Malala's country declare? What happens when Malala speaks out against these powerful men? Where does Malala end up finding her magic? After reading the story, discuss the possible themes of Malala's magic pencil. There are 5 strong themes presented in this book, and they are listed below. There are also other themes that students could find and could work. Number 1, 1 child, 1 teacher, 1 book, and 1 pen can change the world. Number 2, speak up for what you believe in. Number 3, speak for those in need who can't. Number 4, small actions can create a big change. And number 5, girls and boys stand together as equals. Have each student select a theme that they connect with. Each student will write about that theme and use proof from the text to back up their statement. Using a paper with room for illustrations is helpful for those students who have a harder time expressing with words. It also makes a great addition to a possible display piece. Some ideas for differentiation. For your advanced learners, you could use the working backwards activity. Students can choose a theme and create a story that exhibits that theme. Students can share these stories with the class and see if the class can guess the correct theme for it. For your struggling learners, you can create a theme and picture sort. Help your struggling learners or ESL students by letting them see a picture representation of the theme. Students will match the picture to the words. Here are some lesson extension ideas if you have the time and enjoy learning from this book. Room Recess is a great website. It has a lot of different things to it, but I found one specific to theme that has a short 2-minute video review, a worksheet to practice, and a fun game. In the game, the students have to identify the theme in the short story to protect the king using kid heroes that are placed in front of the king. It was a lot of fun, and I found myself addicted to it. There are also free theme resources. The one that I've selected is available for free from Teachers Pay Teachers, which is a resource store for educators. This item comes with a reading passage and questions and theme task cards. I also selected an interview with Malala. I find this very fascinating, and I think the students will too. Last but not least, I chose Inspiring Quotes. It is a link to Malala's biography that has a slideshow of 10 inspiring quotes from her. Teachers, you may want to preview ahead of time. The second inspirational quote does involve information about her being shot.